day 9 of the Daniel fast, and I'm really thinking a lot about forgiveness today. I was reading more about Abraham and Sarah and their long, decades-long relationship and marriage, and how they really sinned against each other and still forgave each other. And the Bible doesn't show us how they, stopped talking for days at a time, or, giving each other the silent treatment, or that they fought and argued, or that Sarah left and decided not to be married, or him decided, I don't want to be married anymore. Anything like that, as sort of modern day solutions to our ails, right? But just how, when Abraham even lied and said Sarah was his sister because he was afraid and he wanted himself to stay safe. And she went along with it. And a whole bunch of bad things happened with that. God, took care of it, but it could have went badly. So fast forward several chapters later, and I'll be darned if he doesn't do the same thing again. And you're thinking, well, I'm thinking, dude, what are you doing? Like, how are you going to do that same thing again? Like, come up with a new thing. But he didn't, and she went along with it again, and she didn't, she forgave him. They moved on from there, and I don't know. I guess I'm struggling a little with that, because if my husband does the same crazy thing or something that I feel like you should have learned your lesson by now, and he still does that, I just feel like, nope, there's really no grace for that. You're going to need to not do that. You should learn your lesson, should have learned it. And I can be really strict about that, to the point where even if you apologize, it's kind of like, well, I don't know if that was a good apology, or I don't know if that apology was sincere or real enough, or if it's really going to make a difference, or all of that stuff, just kind of rating or judging the apology to see how much weight it holds and if I should in fact forgive you for that. And I know even when we were growing up, and we said sorry to each other, it was like, do you forgive the person? And we would decide like, yes, I forgive you, or no, I don't forgive you. And that was kind of based on you and how you felt or what you thought. And I think that just carried through the years. And, biblically, that's not why we forgive. So, yeah. But anyway, that was just an interesting insight, which I would think I'd know that by now. So now, do I forgive myself now for, taking so long to do the same dumb thing over and over? Yeah, that's how this thing works. See how this thing works? Do to others as you have them do to you. You see that? So being unforgiving or hard, or, not allowing the other person off the hook, is basically me being unforgiven. And, the Bible tells us that if you're not going to forgive other people, then you won't be forgiven. So how I made that disconnect, how am I forgiven by God if I'm not also offering forgiveness? And the grace that God gives me, why am I not then, extending that grace out? Of course, it sounds really cut and dry and simple. I think my heart is a lot more open to hear it, whereas before I just really wasn't, and I thought I knew what it was, and it was just cut and dry. Do it right or don't. By the way, I did make a cool snack today, bananas and peanut butter with a little salt on it, and I actually threw in a tad bit of coconut oil just for flavor. Mix it up and eat it for a yummy snack. It's so good. So anyway, I'm really encouraged by the opening and how God's really showing me things that are going to help me to be more full of grace and understand Him more and what He wants from me in my life. So there's my 2 cents for day 9 of the Daniel fast. Please put comments below, things that you're discovering, or if I touched a nerve on some of the things I said, share those things as well. And, give a like and subscribe. And I will get ready for tomorrow, day 10. I can't believe this is going so quickly. But back to saying goodbye. So I will see you tomorrow. Igzy.